Amid major backlash and rage among his supporters, a fracture of the MAGA base like I've really never seen before, you had Trump run to Lara Trump for a friendly softball interview, because almost every interviewer would be forced to ask about the, not just announcement from Trump's DOJ about the Epstein files had all been concluded, there's nothing else, but also the reaction to it, and many of his supporters now accusing him of covering up for crimes. And media had a headline: Trump runs to safe space amid MAGA firestorm over Epstein, sits for softball interview with daughter-in-law Lara Trump on Fox News. Now, before even getting into, they worded it correctly, right? Which is, it's him trying to find some safe space to get asked questions that won't be the ones he doesn't want to answer. Clearly, he snapped at that one reporter who asked about it. But before even getting into that, can someone explain why Lara Trump looks 12 feet tall and Donald Trump looks 4 feet tall? It's like they gave her, I can't even conceptualize what's going on in this wide shot. It must be an optical illusion, but he looks so small compared to her. Look at this. And I've seen her in person, and she's not like crazy tall. So it's something. He's just as more of his follower. Like, imagine Trump just gets his energy and his strength from affirmation from his followers. So as they're drifting away from him, he's just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So that was one little notable part. But this interview went something like this.
The question I think a lot of people have is, when will they actually start to see the positive impact from the one big beautiful bill in their lives? The tax cuts, all of the big things that we could see from that.
They're already seeing them, and we are getting.
So that wasn't the clip I was thinking of, but that's a funny way to frame it. Instead of saying explain how it will be positive, it's just, it's going to be positive, but how soon is it going to be positive? But then questions like this, and again, another headline: 5 most absurdly fawning questions from Lara Trump's Fox News interview with Trump.
Well, you seem to have a knack for putting people around you who are successful and make you even more successful. I think this has been sort of a trait of yours your entire life. If you go back to the Trump organization, you gave people opportunities that maybe they would never have taken themselves. And I feel like you've often seen things in people that they don't even see in themselves as well.
Especially women.
You did it for me.
Well,
I would say that for me as well.
He sees things in women. He especially sees things in women they don't see in themselves.
But
a lot of women.
Your cabinet is comprised of so many incredible people. And people.
Look, he says that twice.
For me.
Well,
I would say that for me as well. But
a lot of women.
Your cabinet is comprised of so many incredible people, and people that even a year ago, so many would never have imagined, like RFK Jr., who a year ago was running for president as a Democrat. Why do you think you have this ability? And I feel like it has really been to your benefit. Look at this incredible cabinet you've put together. They're all people who are working. That's one of her questions. You have a unique, with the president of the United States, who is somehow getting, this is a medical anomaly, but he's gotten smaller somehow. The question is, how you are so good at assembling dream teams, except for half the people who have worked with you who say you're terrible and you say they're terrible, but everyone else, success is all I can say about it. Why do you think you have that talent? That's the question. This is what he needs as his ego is bruised. And then Aaron Rupar said, absolutely incredible. Trump rants for more than 5 minutes straight with Lara Trump saying nary a word, hard-hitting stuff.
We are getting investment because of that bill. We're having investment made in this country that nobody's ever believed. We're up to.
Okay, he's about to say we're up to. I want either of you can grab your mic. What number do you think? It started at the beginning of his administration at $2 trillion. What number do you think he's going to say he's brought into the United States in business investment?
I feel like it's up to 11 trillion at this point.
Okay. Cole, do we have a guess? It gets bigger every time.
I'll go 14.
14. Okay, let's listen. Again, it started at 2 and it was at 5 on his Saudi Arabia UAE Qatar trip. Let's see where it got to.
That nobody's ever believed. We're up to close to $15 trillion. Other administrations, they wouldn't do that in 4 years. $15 trillion. And we did it in, I mean, that was a number from a couple of months ago, and now it's substantially higher than that.
Oh, it's higher.
We're having car companies come in and build their plants here, which they wouldn't have even thought about. They would have never done it. We have AI, which is the big hot thing, and they're spending trillions of dollars.
So take this down for a second. Let me just remind myself, U.S., just to give you the exact GDP. The U.S. GDP is $27 trillion. So he's saying that he has more than half of the U.S. GDP to increase investment. That is, that would be an achievement. Now, what actually the case is that if you combine all of the receipts they posted on their site where they track this, it's 2.6 trillion and 1.3 trillion of private business investment that's been attained during his administration was attained during the Biden administration. So we're at probably 1.3, which is a big difference. And I love how he can't help himself. Every interview, we've heard it. Yeah, it went from like 10 to 11, 13, 14, 15. And then even as he's saying it, he goes, but that, that is probably even more than that. He can't ever, but look at this clip. I mean, I can just skip around to any part of it. She's not saying a word.
It was a soundbite. So every chance you get, because we have people, it's pretty incredible to be with me because I'm going to stop the mandate because
She sits for 5 minutes straight, just letting him talk. This is what happens. This is what happens when even your own friendly host, even Maria Bartiromo, I bet, would have to ask about the Epstein drama. Then, I think this is the clip we already watched.
This has been sort of a trait of yours your entire life.
Yeah.
If you go back to the Trump organization, you gave people opportunities that maybe they would never have taken themselves. And I feel like you've often seen things in people that they don't even see in themselves as well.
Especially women.
Yeah, he has a knack for seeing the potential of women. He really sees women's potential. He sees that they could be almost even he sees they could almost even be as good as a man than this.
Just to wrap up here, you're talking about people not remembering. I don't think anyone will ever forget President Donald J. Trump. But when history looks back on this time in our country, when history looks back on you, how would you like to be remembered?
A good person, but a person that saved our country. I really believed our country was going down for the fall. I don't know if it ever could have come back. It was very close to the edge. And I really would like to be known as the man that saved our country.
How are you so successful at bringing successful people around you? How would you like to be remembered? How successful would you like to be remembered? That's my question. How successful do you think people will remember you as? Share your thoughts in the comments.